You know, the coronavirus has affected the economy of the country, not only here in Kenya, but globally. Countries are recording, low businesses, and banks are also saying that they're not making any profit. People are not paying their loans. And so let's focus, about the impact of the negative impact of the coronavirus here in Kenya when it comes to businesses now. People involved in the events totally depend on functions like weddings, funerals, sorry to say, but funerals also birthday parties and graduation parties to make a living. But because of the coronavirus, they're now recording low income. They're not making, any profit. And to talk to us about this is Diana Nikesa, an event organizer, who's going to be talking to us about the negative impact that the coronavirus has, made them to have, owing to the fact that Kenya has recorded 7 cases. Diana Nikesa, thank you so much for talking to us here on KTN News Center. As we speak right now, what is the business like within, the field, the sector of event organizing?
It's quite scary. We've had a lot of cancellations for the last 2 weeks, and we would want to be very hopeful, but we are quite worried as a sector. Yeah, for the last 1 week, we've seen a lot of people who had the events just cancelling, really, and we do not know what to do because, remember, Brenda, this is what we do for a living. So we want to be hopeful and we want this thing to come to an end. Yes.
So as an event organizer, what do you do mostly? Is it you just deal with weddings alone, birthdays, or what do you do exactly as an event organizer?
So as an event organizer, we do events. So any kind of event, from baby showers to bridal showers, we get to do events which are related to corporate functions, weddings, and now we're being told that a public gathering is anything above 30. So what is an event without more than 30 people? So yeah, so that is what we basically do. We organize events, we make functions happen, and now we have no clientele.
Yes. So how many people have cancelled so far? Probably how many bookings that you had for the month of, let's talk about until the month of April, because we're in March.
Yes.
It's about 1.5 weeks before this month of March ends. So until now, in the month of March, ever since the government reported the first case of coronavirus until April, probably how many events did you have and how many clients have actually cancelled?
Actually, we started even feeling the heat before the first case was announced, because we had people who, for example, we have weddings of people who are coming from abroad and they cannot come. Like I had a wedding on the 15th of this month, and the groom could not come because of the ban. So we had to cancel the wedding because there was no groom, so there's no wedding. And like right now, we even find that we're having cancellations for the month of April and May because people are uncertain of what is about to come. Yeah.
So when a client cancels, so what next? Do you refund the money, or you postpone? Like, when are you going, since you've cancelled now, like with Corona, you don't know when this pandemic is going to end.
Yes.
So what happens? Do you refund the money? And if you refund the money, do you take like 30% off?
So that is what we're requesting clients, that as much as this has happened, we need to all stay calm, and people need to stop cancelling events. Rather, postpone it, because it becomes very difficult when a client comes to you and they request for a refund, and yet this is just a natural calamity. So we're just hoping that we won't get to a point where we're having so many clients come back to us and asking for refunds, as opposed to going through this together with us and giving us a chance to allow this to happen, and when it's all calm, then we do the events.
So for you, as we speak, you've had some of your clients cancel.
Yes.
So what sort of agreement have you had with them? Have you had to refund a certain percentage, or have you not had to refund money at all? You've just, like, let's postpone this, let's put it on hold, then we'll do the event when all this, the dust settles.
It depends with the time frame that a client gives you. For example, the wedding that was on the 15th, I literally got the news on Thursday, and the wedding was on Saturday. So it becomes very difficult.
This Saturday?
No, the 15th.
The 15th
of March.
Of March.
Yes. So I only got a cancellation on 13th, which means by 13th, you're literally done with everything in terms of preparation. So you've spent money for the wedding. So it was very difficult for me to refund monies after that cancellation. But for people who are cancelling for events in June or July, you know, those are people that you're able to refund monies. But again, as I'm saying, we need to stop cancelling events because we need to look at the livelihood of event organizers. Yes.
All right. So now that people are cancelling the events, so business is low. Automatically it means business is low.
There's no business.
There's no business actually.
No business, yes.
So since there's no business, at the end of the day, what is your other option of survival? How are you trying to make all ends meet? Because this is what pays your bills.
There's nothing. Like, for example, the people who literally do events for their career. There's nothing else they do. Like, for me, I'm just taking this time to embrace what is happening and just equip myself and with knowledge and with skills that probably I will be able to, acquire now. And it's time for also self-reflecting as service providers. But there's nothing more. There's nothing more to do. We're not able to do even the slightest of events, the smallest of events, which are birthdays. You cannot. Because other than just the government saying that, there's no public gathering, we also have clients who are in fear. And so this is really affecting the service providers emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially, which we have no idea. We have no idea for sure what's about to happen for us as an industry.
All right.
And other than just us looking at the events industry as events organization, we have people like flower farms. We have flower farms that, had grown flowers, and there's no way you can preserve flowers for so long, And now we have a lot of these flower farms, throwing flowers and having no place to take the flowers locally and even in terms of exports. So,
but as you speak, Diana, yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta was meeting the governor of Central Bank, Patrick Njoroge, and other CEOs of the banks, and they're talking about the measures they've put in place, and some banks have actually, put on hold some of the loans that are supposed to be paid. So some of those precautionary measures that the government had put in place for business people like you, do you think it's enough to actually try and elevate, business owners like yourself from this whole turmoil that the country is facing?
So we appreciate what the government is doing for sure, and you can see that they're really trying to control this. However, my thinking is, yes, they've waived a certain period in terms of people paying up the loans. But at the end of the day, when Corona is over, are we picking pieces, or what exactly is going to happen? Because I know for a fact that, for example, if, Brenda, you have a birthday in March, you won't be having it in September. That's a gone business, right? So what does it mean for us, even after this pandemic is over? Does it mean that we go back to paying loans, yet we've not had any monies, and we're literally living on our savings as we speak?
All right.
Yes.
So as we wind up, Diana, in a minute, because of time, so what precautionary measures have you put in place in case a client comes and tells you, I have an event for 5 people, in terms of your health and your staff?
Okay, so of course we're putting up the measures that we've been told by the government, like things like sanitizers and whatnot. But again, also in terms of the event, we're ensuring that people do not have like a very close, what do you call it, like an interaction, a very close interaction. So we're having even setups that allow some movement and allow the 1 meter that we've been requested to look at.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Diana, an event organizer. I wish you all the best, because it's such a trying time for the country.
Yes, it
Hope
is.
that everything will come to an end very soon, so that event organizers can also pick up the pieces that have been fallen in terms of, the financial struggles that you people are going through. Actually, the entire country is going through. Thank you, Diana, an event